Demon Slayer, a series that originally aired with its manga in 2016 and then its adaptation in an anime in 2019, 3 years prior. It's really interesting to see exactly how every Demon Slayer fight goes. So today I'm going to be chucking every Demon Slayer fight into a tier list. So I'm also going to be doing this with like little wheel spins. I'll be spinning a wheel and we'll be telling you there. So without further ado, let's get right into today's video. Just a quick reminder, this video is entirely my opinion. You're allowed to have a different opinion. That's the point of a tier list after all. Alright, so we're ordering everything based on the arcs. So we're currently in the final selection arc, which is resolves of episode 1 and 9 in the manga. Anyway, the first fight is obviously Tomioka versus Tanjiro and Nezuko. This is one of the first fights in the actual show, and not gonna lie, it's something. The show is very interesting and really shows like the Demon Slayer claws in a way, but also shows that Gyu is a real person. So I guess in a way, this is a very important fight. However, I will admit, when it comes to this fight, I will say it's very boring and like less likely to happen in the show. So I honestly think I'm gonna put this in the middle of C tier, because yeah, no one dies, but also it really shows the emotion on how this series is gonna end up being. Okay, next up is obviously Tanjiro versus the Temple Demon. This is honestly one of the first ones where Tanjiro finally learns the rules on how demons work. Because obviously, if you're watching the show and have never read the manga, you don't know exactly how things go. But in this fight, it also shows how Nezuko can literally kick off a fucking demon's face, which is kind of cool. Not gonna lie, with Nezuko and the way that she works, I was excited to see, and I was definitely intrigued. This fight was one of the first ones that actually made me intrigued in the show. And yeah, this demon was honestly terrifying. It was a good little starting fight for Tanjiro. However, the fight is also still very mediocre compared to the other ones, so this one's also a C tier. Next up is this terrifying beast itself, the Hand Demon. This is the last fight in the arc, and it is genuinely scary. This guy went on for like 5 to 6 episodes too, which was even crazier. This guy has such a weird story, but was known to kill everyone in Demon Slayer, like basically everyone in the Demon Slayer final selection. That's why he's so fucking overpowered in the final selection section. But then again, it's interesting because yeah, he hates Sabuto and all these other people who we end up finding later on in the series was Gyu's best friend. And it's something. It's scary. And not gonna lie, the spectacle and the amazement of Hand Demon, this is why I am happy to say this is a solid A tier. Holy shit. Arc consists of only one fight, and that's the fight against the Swamp Demon, which was... this fight was honestly creepy. It started where we thought, oh, Tanjiro's just gonna get an easy win here, but no. This fight ended up having Nezuko and Tanjiro going fucking crazy with a motherfucker who would literally jump into portals and teleport like a little crazy motherfucker. And it's something... When it comes to this fight, I honestly enjoyed it. I thought it was very unique, I thought it was very cool. But it was also very gimmicky, and I didn't like the gimmicks. I thought the gimmicks were stupid, and I didn't like the fact it could just teleport every single spot. It was something. I don't even know what to say. I don't really know if I liked it or not, but the shock of how it came out of the ground when it first came up, we were like, oh, so this thing is a creature who keeps going into the ground and coming out. But what's it like in its universe? I was very confused. So I'm honestly not sure. So I'm gonna chuck the Swamp Demon in B tier. Yes, B tier, underneath the Hand Demon. Fight me. Another arc with only one fight. This one here is the fight against Susumaru and Yaiba, which are both very interesting characters. One shoots these arrows, like these triple arrows, which, like, I don't fully understand it, and another one sends these balls around. They are very powerful demons, and see, they are actually henchmen of Mr. Michael Jackson, Muzan himself. And we find out that these people are not part of the 12 Kizuki, but this is how we learn more about 12 Kizuki. These two are just close friends of Muzan, are being told to help out Muzan, but then they end up getting killed by, yeah, Tanjiro and everyone. Yeah, this was... Honestly, I think it would have been better to see a Hashria fight these motherfuckers, but, you know, who cares? But yeah, this really shows how scary certain demons are. And I was so excited when I saw this. I went, oh, heck yeah, man. Demon fights, fuck yeah. And then when Suzumaru ends up bringing out so many more of her balls and all of her hands, like, this is a terrifying fight. I'm going to put this in a solid A tier as well. Next up is the Tongue Demon, which is obviously one terrifying thing, but it's also our first experience to Zenitsu's strength and his only ability to use one of his electric breathing moves. I think that's what it's called? No, it's thunder breathing. What are you doing? But yeah, so this is the first time we actually hear the thunder breathing and learn how Zenitsu fights, and honestly, Zenitsu is a badass, but sadly, this fight is so mediocre, it is done in literally one fucking slash. So I can't put it too high, so I'm gonna have to sadly put this one in D tier. You're probably wondering why it's a video game footage for the Horn Demon. So the Horn Demon fight I sadly couldn't actually properly get, but I'm not going to stay on this for long, but the Horn Demon fight was honestly quite boring for Inosuke's first fight, so I'm just going to chuck this in E tier and not say anything else. Alright, next up is Kyogai, an ex-Lower Moon member, which, yeah, we found out it was an ex-Lower Moon. So Kyogai became an ex-Lower Moon because of its lack of being able to eat humans, as it wanted to redeem itself by eating only rare-blooded humans. This caused Muzan to go, nah fam, I don't like you anymore. But anyway, the fight between Tanjiro and, well, Kyogai was all about twisting and turnings. He went into Kyogai's little mansion. Kyogai would use his drums to basically move the arena around, and yeah, it is one absolutely interesting fight. I really enjoyed this fight, but sadly, it wasn't as interesting as I was expecting it to be, as, not gonna lie, for someone who was an ex-Lower Moon, an ex-12 Kizuki, he wasn't really that boring. He was kind of boring. Imagine him in like a area where it's like an open field. He wouldn't win because he wouldn't be able to move things around. He'd only be able to do people in a mansion, which is probably part of the reason why Muzan got rid of him. So yeah, when I think about like all the logistics, the fight itself was amazing, but it can't put it any higher than B tier. Shit, man, Tanjiro, I'm gonna go punching the audience like that. Anyway, next fight up is Inosuke versus, well, Tanjiro. This was a very interesting small little fight because obviously Inosuke was trying to kill Nezuko. This was honestly one badass fight. It was really interesting to see. Sadly can't be put any higher, but I also think this was really cool enough that I honestly will warrant putting this with Gyu in, well, C tier. Spider Demon Mother is probably my favorite out of all of them because she's honestly interesting and funny in a way. Her fight was everything, but her backstory and the way she worked, the fact that she can control people using her threads is very creepy, but it also was a bit interesting to find out she wasn't actually the mastermind behind a lot of this. She was only the mastermind behind her kids, and her backstory is absolutely tragic. And I don't really know what much to say, so let's just say B tier and get on with it. Definitely one of the closest moments where Zenitsu was going to get hurt. This is the fight between the Spider Demon's son. Yeah, that's literally its name. Spider Demon's son. This guy is creepy, and I honestly love his design, and the absolute visuals of Zenitsu using thunder breathing is incredible in this scene. This is definitely one of Zenitsu's way better fight scenes. However, I did say how much I like the Spider Demon Mother. I forgot about this one for, like, honestly a quick second. So, yeah. I lied. This is A tier. Shh. Alrighty, it's time for the mastermind himself, Ryu, who ended up getting absolutely battered down by Tanjiro, already very injured from the Spider Father fight. And, yeah, this guy has some very terrifying things, and it's just why we can see that it's definitely a Lower Moon. But not gonna lie, Ryuei was honestly one of the more sadder Lower Moon's fights. I found Kyogai to actually be stronger than Ryuei. I mean, look, he absolutely got destroyed by both Nezuko and Tanjiro. And then, of course, you have, again, fucking... yeah. You have the help of Gyu, who also helped him kill him, which is the entire reason why Tanjiro was even able to behead him in the first place. Which I think means Ryuei is gonna go in... let's go... I don't know. B tier. Yeah. This scene shows how much of a scary bitch Shinobu actually is. Shinobu, as you know, is one of the weakest Hashiras, but has the ability to just poison people. And yeah, this fight was really, really sad. It was very slow, very small, because obviously Shinobu's strength was meant to be more shown in this scene. Shinobu is such a strong bitch, so that will stop this from getting E tier. So enjoy your D tier. Shinobu, we love you. Starting off the Mugen Train Arc is the first fight, Rengoku versus Slasher. This guy is actually very mediocre. Obviously, because it is to show off Rengoku's strength and Rengoku's power, this fucking donut. But yeah, honestly, this fight is very mediocre and sad and very small. So yeah, sadly, it's going in E tier. Enmu. Enmu's fight is genuinely awesome. This is the reason why this thing became a full-ass movie. Enmu's fight is absolutely incredible. The fact that Enmu overtook the entire train and then became some scary motherfucking demon. There is a reason why this fight deserves S tier. Like, there's nothing else I can really say. This fight is just a pure S tier. This is a fucking incredible fight. Next S tier in this list is obviously Rengoku, Mr. Donut himself, versus Asakusa. This fight is insane. Asakusa is a fucking scary motherfucker. This is obviously the first time we actually meet one of the upper moons, like, properly in a fighting stance. We haven't seen any other upper moons. We did see them in a little scene in the recent arc, which obviously was skipped past because there's actually no fight scenes in that arc. But there is a reason why this is such a become meme thing. Because yeah, Rengoku dies at the end of this, which is one of the biggest deaths, and one of actually the first biggest deaths in the series. And this really shows you that the Demon Slayer anime was not afraid to kill off their own characters, so I can't say anything else other than chucking this in S tier. Holy shit, Mugen Train Arc, this is incredible. I forgot how amazing this arc is. I spent around an hour trying to find this video on YouTube, and sadly I couldn't find it at all. So I'm just going to put this into E tier just because, well, one, the fight was boring, and two, because there's, yeah, fuck you. Okay, it's time for one of the most badass demon fucking fights ever. The animation, the incredible, like, performance, the way Gotaro fucking comes in shows how insane he is. And the fact that we find out that, yeah, to beat this demon, you have to behead both Gotaro and Daki. There's so much I could say about this battle, but let me just show you my favorite part of this goddamn battle. This fight is nothing but incredible, so I really wish there was a longer break between these, but I can't do this without putting this in S tier. This is probably one of my favorite fights in the entire series. Just the whole shit, the spectacle of this fight is insane and incredible, and I have so much to say about this show and so many problems with it. This is the reason, this is peak animation. This is incredible. You know how I mentioned I had problems with Demon Slayer? Here's one of the biggest problems I have with Demon Slayer. This fight in general, I found to be way too gimmicky. I loved the fact that, yeah, he split into, his emotions and all, but I hated that there was 6 fucking demons, man. It wasn't needed. They already did, the multiple demons thing, so that's probably why I was so, seriously? Not gonna lie, the animation is still insane, the fights are incredible, but I cannot put this in S tier because I don't want to. I don't like the fact that they continuously did this and did it. I didn't like it in the manga, I did not like it in the anime. So I'm gonna put this in A tier. I'm sorry if that pisses you off, I actually don't give a fuck. God, I hate this demon's design. The animation, awesome, cool. Fight, awesome, cool. Michiro, awesome, cool, great. All that, great. Him, though. Oh, I hate it so much. I hate everything about him. I hate this demon. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Take your B tier before I have to continue talking. Fuck! For a season mostly about training, this is the starting scene. Firstly, this does not actually appear in the manga at all, so I only have this animation to go off by. Not gonna lie, I don't really know what to think about this. Obviously, it's very mediocre and very easy, because, well, it is mostly just done here to show Obanai and Sanemi's thing, and also show the Infinity Castle. However, I better mention it, I don't like this as much as I was expecting I would, but the fight was cool. Sanemi and Obanai, you're the only reason why this is not getting E tier. So yeah, enjoy the D tier, because Sanemi and Obanai are just fucking crazy. Alright, the ending note is of course the Muzan fight scene at the end of Hashria Training Arc. So this is incredible. The animation is insane. Let me just show you the fucking build up to it. Here is the walk-in from Muzan. I have a lot to say about the Hashira Training Arc, but this scene alone is fucking insane. And then, the mansion scene, just the scene of the mansion exploding, just look at it. I know that earlier in the video I already said this, but I can't not say it here. This scene here is peak animation. This scene here is... What the fuck even is this scene, man? This scene is just insane. The animation skill, genuinely, Hashira Training, that arc was so weak. The whole season was really weak, but then it got carried by this one fucking episode and the introduction of Muzan and his fight scene. Now, I haven't even actually talked about the proper fight scene yet. Let's pull that one up. Anyway, this is the beginning of the Muzan fight scene, which is going to be happening actually fully in the Infinity Castle arc, which obviously I am so excited to see, but this scene in general, like the first start of the fight with Gome and his entire plan, is crazy. It's so upsetting that it didn't actually end up working, because if this worked, it would have been insane and actually funny and cool, and there is so much to say. This show is incredible, and yeah, this scene alone gets a solid, massive, I get to say it, S tier. Fuck, I'm so happy this is how the video ended. Oh yeah, no, this is not the end of the video yet. But anyway, here is the final tier list, and I'm gonna let the outro continue.